Hello everyone, I'm Kenneth. Today I'm going to teaching what is the blockchain. Blockchain have 5 important concepts. First, decentralized ledger. A blockchain is a type of distributed ledger technology. This is a decentralized database shared across multiple participants in a network, which each participant holds a copy of ledger. Second is secure. All the transactions within the blocks are verified and grid up to a Byzantine mechanism, ensuring that each transaction is true and correct. Peer-to-peer network nodes communicate directly with each other, validating transactions, adding a new block into the chain. Decentralized, there is no owner to control all the things. Immutable. Ability protect integrated data in the database. Data cannot be edited, deleted, or transferred after being recorded, ensuring the security. Let's explain one by one. How the blockchain works. First, the best unit of blockchain is transaction. Transaction will put in the ledger and become impossible to modify, so we call it immutable. Then, once the correct certain amount of transaction will become a block. Then go to the mining to verify all the transaction. Once it passes, so will be string together into the chain and update to other nodes through the consensus mechanism. This is how the blockchain works. So, what is transaction? Transaction is the transfer of value. For example, Kenneth and Alex. Kenneth want to give Alex $30. This is a transaction. What is a ledger? Ledger is a collection of transactions. For example, there is a ledger, first transaction, second transaction, and so on. Once correct a certain amount, it will become immutable. You will lock each transaction cannot be changed anymore. Later we will explain how it works. What is a block? Block is a record all the transactions. A block like a page of ledger or record book. For example, there is a block. There is a two parts. First is a block header and block body. Block body is a transaction. Block header is all about the information about this block. We will explain each one by one later. This is a traditional ledger. We can see the top of the ledger record. There is information about ledger, username, email, address. The bottom of part is the code of each transaction, day, amount, and so on. So this is how the traditional ledger and the new block. Okay, so let's explain what's the block header. There's full part. First, the hash of previous block, so we can know what is the previous block. Second is timestamp. When you have created this block. Third is mark rule. It's used to verify transaction. Nonce, the counter, are used for the proof of work algorithm. Each time you mine, the nonce will increase by 1. What is the marker true? Marker true is used for synchronize data across the distributed ledger store. Because this allows each node, the distributed system is quickly and efficiently identify the code. So let's see the first ground. Before this one, we need to know what's hash. Hash algorithm is one way and irretrievable encryption algorithm. Simply put, it only can be encrypted, not decrypted. Input a piece of data of the process of hash algorithm. You will get a fixed length of hash value. The hash value is unique, but cannot be inferable through the hash value of the original data. So from this diagram, we can see that each transaction is an individual hash in the first layer. Transaction 0, transaction 1, transaction 2, transaction 3. Once your hash will become the N0, N1, N2, N3. In the second layer, with the hash value of N1 and N1 are combined and hash again. N5 is a hash value of the N2 and N3 are combined and hash again. The process will continue layer by layer until final the marked root is obtained and stored in the block header. If any transaction is modified, for example, T1 is alert, the resulting root value will be changed. So this is a way we can verify the whole block. We don't need to verify each transaction. Okay. So let's look at the use. Market root in the Bitcoin is only the market root used to verify all the transactions. In the Ethereum, there are 3 market proofs. First is transaction, second recipients, 3 is state. How they work? So we can see some use case. First, we want to know this transaction being included in the particular block. So we find it in the transaction market root. What's your current balance of my account? We are looking at the receiver market root. That this account is state. We are looking at state market root. Why we didn't separate? Because they were more efficiently. So, okay. So now we can see how it's connected in the blockchain. This is the first block. When the second block is created, the header of the first block will be hashed and stored in the header of the second block, so we can know what the previous. The third block come in, the second process continue, the third block hashed and stored in the third block header, and so on. The form of the chain of block, so as known is a blockchain.